Let's go!
If you are listening to this or watching this, you are part of the episode 5 of the Homer Shot Fantasy Sports Podcast with your host, Rando. Proudly sponsored by Cappers TV. Today, my guest is the Jo Madden from the Odds Against Us podcast. And we're not talking fantasy sports. We're talking NFL predictions. Let's go. Hey everybody, welcome to the Homer Shot Fantasy Sports Podcast, the first ever video edition. And above me I have the lovely Jo Madden. Jo Madden, thank you so much for being on today.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. It's going to be a fun episode. I can't wait.
Oh yeah, it's definitely going to be fun. A little preview of how fun it's going to be. Today, my liquor of choice is wonderful Laird's Applejack. It's one of the best bourbons out there. And let's see what Joe, what do you have?
I have the beautiful pink Whitney. It doesn't feel like you're drinking alcohol. It's like Kool-Aid when you were a kid.
It looks a little pretty.
It is a little pretty. What can I say? I am kind of girly, even though I love sports.
And I know you're a Chargers fan, but those are Chiefs colors that you're drinking over there. I don't know. I'm just.
You see the shirt behind me here?
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah, and it's pink. Chiefs aren't pink, so there is no team that's pink.
Pink. Sorry, it looks red from over here.
It's totally pink. So.
Right. All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching the Homer Shot Fantasy Sports Podcast. Now I know normally, obviously, it's all fantasy sports or lately fantasy football that I've been doing with you. But today we're going to take a break from the fantasy aspect of it, and what we're going to do, we're going to talk predictions, and I'm talking every single team in the NFL. What Joe and I are predicting their records are going to be, who we predict is going to be your conference champions, your Super Bowl champions, how the playoffs are going to go. We're even going to predict who we think is the MVP. It's going to be great. So we are taking a break from the fantasy side of it, but that'll be back next week. Joe, are you ready to go?
I am so ready. Let's do this. I want to make you take a homer shot. I know it's coming.
Well, we'll see.
Doing this.
We'll see. I think you might make me, but I feel good about my picks, but I'm thinking you might make me do at least one.
Maybe two.
Maybe so.
I'm feeling two tonight.
You're feeling 2 homer shots? All right.
Not for me, for you.
We'll see how that goes. All right, everybody watching this or listening to this on the audio version, as I talked about last week, you guys are going to be able to definitely benefit from this contest that Joe and I are having today. So after this episode, I want you guys to go to playoffpredictors.com. I want you guys to do the exact same thing that Joe and I did, where you're predicting how every week is going to go in the NFL season, in the playoffs. It's going to calculate a season for you. You're going to be able to make a link from it. I want you to send me that link. I'll give you my email at the end of the show. I want you to send me that link, and I want to see your predictions, because if your predictions are better than Joe and I, you'll have a chance to be. Did you nod your head? No. Joe seems pretty confident, everybody. You know, she was talking a little trash before we started recording, so she's ready to go. But I want you guys to send me your predictions. Anybody who beats both Joe and I will have a chance to win. Check this out: a signed liquor bottle of your choice, signed by Rando. And let's be honest, more importantly, Miss Jo Madden up there, we're going to sign a bottle of your favorite liquor. We're going to send it to you, okay? So that's great. First, let's talk about our rules, all right? Because I put together a point structure, all right? You did,
and it looks awesome. I'm loving it. I am going to win this, though, you guys. I don't even know why we're discussing all this.
Humble.
It's a given.
Joe wins. She's so humble. And thinking, the way I think about it, I mean, when it comes to football, Joe, I mean, you don't see a lot of winning. You are a Chargers fan. I mean, they never really won a Super Bowl, so.
Okay, yes, I can agree with that. But I do not have the Chargers winning my division. That's how I know I'm going to win this. If I had my Chargers winning the division, if I had them taking Super Bowl, 100%, I would agree with you. I am not going to win this competition, but that is not what's happening. Chargers will be third in my division.
Ooh, little pre-prediction there.
There is
a pre-prediction. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put up on the screen, I'm going to show everybody what our point structure is. All right, so we've got the 2020 NFL prediction contest between Rando of the Homer Shot Fantasy Sports Podcast and of the Jo Madden of the Odds Against Us podcast with her and Lady D. And Lady D, you're going to be on for my baseball prediction episode, which hearing today, everybody, might happen. We're hearing good things about Major League Baseball. So I'm excited to have Lady D on that show coming up really soon. So here's what we got, everybody. We have the 2020 NFL prediction contest. For every correct record that we predict correctly, we are going to get 5 points per team. Now, for every correct division winner, we'll also get 5 points per team. So, Jo Madden, if you predicted the Dolphins to go 13-3 and win the division, you're not only going to get the 5 points for the correct record, but you're going to get the 5 points for them also being a division winner as well.
Are you dreaming right now?
I'm just saying. The Dolphins.
Okay.
I just want to make sure.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay.
And then for every correct playoff win, you're going to get 5 points per correct playoff win per team. So, Joe, if you got the Chargers winning the Super Bowl, which would be about 4 or 5 wins, but they only won 2, you're going to get points for 2 of those wins. All right, and it gets a little tricky here, but correct conference championship teams. So if you predict your 4 teams in the conference championships, if you get 3 of them right, you get 15 points. If they win that conference championship, you're going to get your 5 points for them winning. You're going to get a bonus 10 for predicting the correct conference champion per conference. And if you pick the correct Super Bowl winner, you're going to get 5 points for the win. You're going to get a bonus 25 for it being the Super Bowl. If you if you predict the correct MVP, you're going to get an extra 20 points. All right, a lot of points to be had. And everybody watching or listening on Anchor or Spotify, write those numbers down. I want you guys to play with us. All right. It seems like Jo Madden's going to be a tough person to beat. She seems pretty confident.
I'm taking this. I'm telling you.
All right.
I'm taking this.
All right. Let's see. And then obviously at the end of the year, everybody will have this episode again. Hopefully I could have Jo Madden on again, and then we'll talk about who was right, who's gonna. Joe, you and I, we got a little bet going too. So we're gonna, if you win, I'm gonna send you a bottle of your pink lemonade strawberry surprise. What have you got over there? And then you send me, or if I win, I get my Apple Jacks. So we got something going on.
I'd rather a bottle of your Apple Jacks. I am just out of that. So it's Pink Whitney tonight.
Awesome. All right, we're going to start off with the AFC North, which is always a fun division to watch. So I'll go first, Jo Madden, AFC North. Now, I have a prediction that's a lot of people are predicting. I got Baltimore winning that division at 11-5. I see them sweeping that division too, going 6-0 within the division. I definitely think I did say in my past podcast that I think Lamar Jackson is going to go off again. For him to have a season like he had last year, that's going to be really hard to do. But even if he gets 3/4 of that, it's still going to be an amazing season. So I got Baltimore at 11-5. I got Pittsburgh at 9-7. And I still think, correct me if I'm wrong. I want to know what you think about this too, Jo Madden. But I do think Ben Roethlisberger does have a lot in the tank. It's all about him staying healthy. If he stays healthy, that offense is a productive offense. And the Steelers defense, I hate to say it, he ditched out on us in Miami, but Mika Fitzpatrick is just a baller back there. So I see Pittsburgh going 9-7 there. I'm eager to hear what you think about Pittsburgh. I got Cleveland at 8-8. I definitely think Cleveland's going to start off a little hot. I think they're going to start off about 2-1. I think Baker's going to come out needing a lot to prove, and I definitely think Baker is talented. I think he's going to come out firing. He's going to come out excited. They're going to win the first couple games, but then I eventually do see Baker becoming Baker and making some ill-advised plays. I have them 8-8, and then I have Cincinnati at 4-12. I got Cincinnati winning their last 2 games. I do think Joe Burrow is going to be amazing. Is going to be a top-tier quarterback in the NFL. I see him getting comfortable, and I see him definitely getting a couple wins here at the end. But Cincinnati still got a long way to go. I told you how I feel about Joe Mixon. I'm not a fan of Joe Mixon. You're going to get 3 great games of Joe Mixon, and then he's going to be gone. a few more notes I have the Browns starting off hot. I see Baltimore and Pittsburgh going 1-1 against, I see Cleveland and Pittsburgh going 1-1 against each other. I do think there's going to be two good games between Cleveland and Pittsburgh. It always is, especially when you go down into Cleveland with those two teams. So that's what I got for my division. What do you got for the AFC North?
I completely agree with you on the divisional winner and Cleveland going 4-12. Cleveland for sure. Joe Burrows is way too young. He's way too fresh. There's no way that they're going to win more than 4 games. It's going to be really interesting to watch them play. They're developmental 100%. They're going to have some great looking games, but they're not going to win them. Cleveland Browns, 6-10 I have them at. I think the Browns are such a good team on paper, but they cannot translate that to the field. So I doubt they'll win more than 6. Pittsburgh Steelers, I have them winning 8-8. My worries 100% are on Ben staying healthy. He went out so early last season. I don't see him going healthy. And if we have Rudolph in, I have no faith, absolutely none in Rudolph. So 8-8 is where I have them sitting with the Baltimore Ravens. I have them 12-4. I totally believe Lamar Jackson. I believe in him. He got MVP last year. He's a great player, and he can scramble in and out of that pocket. He does so well. They're going to take this division easily.
I definitely agree with that part. Going back to Cleveland, one thing I was thinking about when you're talking about Cleveland too, I mean, they could easily go 6-10, like you said. I think Cleveland, you got a whole bunch of big personalities and a whole bunch of big players. You think about Odell Beckham, Jarvis Landry, obviously Baker Mayfield. You got big alpha personalities, which I think on a team like that where there's so many, it could either benefit you to where it's helping you win a division, or it could just cripple that team. I know there's a lot of camaraderie between OBJ and Landry because they both went to LSU, but with those big personalities, it could really be detrimental with inconsistent ball play.
And maybe that is the issue on this team, because on paper, this team really should be doing really well, but they don't. And so maybe it's the ego thing. Maybe there's a lot of problems on the sidelines, in the locker rooms. I don't know. I haven't heard of any, but there is a reason why this team isn't doing as well as they do on paper. So yeah, 6-10 was where I have them. I don't see them doing much better. There's got to be some adjustments next season for them to do way better than this.
And I've always been a fan of Baker Mayfield. People say I kind of resemble him a little bit if he had like an older, not in shape brother, maybe. But I'm kind of partial to Baker Mayfield. So I hope he does well. Awesome. All right, great.
And yeah, they have Myles Garrett too, I was going to say. So, they've got some great talent on this team. They just need to transfer it to the field.
Yeah. And then we'll see with a consistent coaching staff going into this season. You never know what could happen. They're AFC North, so let's go ahead and move on to the AFC South. Oh, all right.
Hey guys, if you haven't already, make sure you check out the Odds Against Us podcast with Jo Madden, who's my guest host today, and Lady D. Awesome show. You're going to love it. You never know what's going to happen, especially with Lady D, and it's great to see. These girls know their stuff. They're going to give you the upper hand you need to know, but they're going to entertain you. So check it out. The Odds Against Us podcast with Jo Madden and Lady D. It'll be worth it.
All right, Joe, I'm going to have you go first this time. We got the AFC South. What do you got?
Okay, so I have the Indianapolis Colts winning this division at 11-5. You know that I am a Bolts fan.
A little love for Phillip back there.
Phillip Rivers is coming on. He will have an offensive line. He's going to have time in that pocket, and you guys, he's going to put up records this year. He's going to do absolutely fantastic. Then I have the Houston Texans. I think they'll get the wild card at 9-7. I just have a lot of belief in this team. They looked good last year. They've made some improvements. They made some good trades. I believe they'll get 9-7. Jacksonville Jaguars, I think they're going to be the worst league in the whole team this year at 2-14. So there's not much to say about them. There's nothing. They're going to go for draft pick. They're going to pick up Clemson's Lawrence. I think he will go with them. And then the Tennessee Titans, 8-8, not impressive. Defense has lost some key elements this year. I don't see much happening with this team this season. So 8-8 for them. What do you have?
Ours is a little different here, Joe. But I do agree with one thing. When you talk about Phillip Rivers, I do think, and I'm sorry to say this about your Chargers, but I think the last few years, Phillip has just gotten the bad end of that deal in San Diego and LA.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
We could not build an offensive line. We're building an offensive line this year for quarterbacks that don't even deserve it. And we had a quarterback that deserved an offensive line, and we, for better lack of words, shit the bed. And I am sorry for saying that on this podcast, you guys, but the Chargers did not have an offensive line that could save Phillip Rivers, that could give him any time in the pocket. He is not a Lamar Jackson. He cannot scramble outside that pocket. The Colts have the line. He will do so well.
I agree, and it'd be really fun to see him. I know he's older, but I think a quarterback like Phillip Rivers, who's smart, who could make the right decision if given the time, I definitely think, and he has some weapons I'm going to talk about there in a second. But see, all right, this division for me is a lot different, and I'm really eager to see where we're going to be at the end of the year.
Don't tell me you have the Jaguars winning this division.
Oh, God, no. Who do you think?
Oh, God. You scared me for a minute.
I love Minshew. I love Uncle Rico. I mean, that guy is awesome, but no. I got him. That's probably the only thing me and you really agree on there.
Okay. Well, at least we agree on that, because I would be really worried right now if you were telling me the Jaguars are winning this division.
No. I would take a shot just for the stupidity. But I have the Tennessee Titans taking that division pretty easily at 13-3.
No. Okay, is this because of the hat?
The hat? What hat? But
LSU? Yeah.
That's USC.
LSC, that's what I meant. LSC.
So I got Tennessee at 13-3. All right?
No.
Hear me out. Now, Tannehill, just hear me out, everybody. I know you guys. I know I can already hear you guys screaming at me, and this is a pre-recorded podcast. All right, Tannehill.
It's shot time.
What? You know, he's not a Dolphin anymore. He was a Dolphin,
but
not anymore. But Tannehill, I'm not saying he's a great quarterback, but Tannehill, in the right system, with protection, with a running game, and he showed it in Miami when they were able to protect him, and when they're able to give him a running game, Tannehill had a great season. Now, people forget that because you see a lot of other Tannehills. But one thing you got to remember about Tannehill in Miami, every single year, Tannehill had a different offense, pretty much every single year. And not just, kind of different. A new scheme came in, and they're doing a spread offense. They're doing a pro style. They're doing, Ajayi comes in and they run the ball. He never had a consistent offense. In Tennessee, he has a consistent offense, and I think that O-line is great. They got that stud Henry back there who could easily lead the league again in rushing. He's a complete stud. Tannehill is not going to have to do a lot. If Tannehill just doesn't make mistakes, he could get out of the pocket if he needs to, and he just moves that offense. And with that defense, I think good enough to compete. I think they're gonna take that division at 13-3.
There is no way the defense is good enough. There is no way. They've lost some key elements. The defense is not strong enough to take this division.
I think they're a lot more balanced team than any team in there. So I got Tennessee at 13-3. I have Indianapolis. This is kind of
13-3. Like, are you serious? 13-3.
13-3.
13-3.
13-3.
Okay.
And I got them going 5-1 in the division. And I mean, they made the playoffs. They've consistently made the playoffs in there, even with Marcus Mariota. I mean, that's a team. That's a well-coached team. That's a well-run organization. I'm picking them. This is the year I'm picking them to go 13-3. Second, I have Indianapolis being my 6th seed. Now, remember, guys, we forgot to talk about this. A new playoff structure this year. We got 7 teams, right? We got 7 teams going to the playoffs. I got Indy at 9-7. They have a stud rookie wide receiver that Phillip Rivers is going to drool over. And I'm talking about the next Antonio Brown. I'm talking about the next wide receiver one, and that's Michael Pittman Jr. That guy is going to do wonders for that team. That guy can get open. I've seen that guy play many times. I've even shook his hand before. I think he's just going to blow that offense way open. Marlon Mack is coming this year, but I do see them at 9-7. I don't see them going higher than that. But with Michael Pittman Jr., an SC guy, he's going to be the next Antonio Brown. I'm calling it right now. Take it to the bank. That's my prediction.
This is just because he's an SC guy, right?
Not just because he's an SC guy. Just look at his
You
play.
sure?
I'm sure.
You sure you don't need to do a homer shot over this one?
A homer shot?
Yeah, I think you do.
I didn't specify NFL or college, so
I think you do, because it would just be like, I'm major Ohio State girl, so if I was going high on Chase Young, there is a reason.
Okay. So now I'm going to take my awesome Applejack whiskey.
There you go.
I am not sponsored by Laird's Applejack, but if anybody's watching from there, like, I like
You
it.
guys sponsor him. He needs to be sponsored by Applejack's whiskey.
Cheers.
Cheers.
First homer shot of the night. That is amazing. All right. And then I got Houston. Here's something we're not going to agree with, because I think I got Houston going better. I got Houston at 6-10. I love Deshaun Watson. I think it's going to show without Hopkins there. I want him to do great. I still have him in my top 10 quarterbacks, but I definitely think it's going to show without Hopkins there. And then Jacksonville, I got at a high 3-13. I would love to see Jacksonville do well, but I just don't think, looking at their schedule, looking at their division, I think they're going to go 0-6 in the division. I think they're way out of the league there. I think they still got a long ways to go. But I like Gardner Minshew. The guy is so cool. He's Uncle Rico. I hope he does well. But so that's who I got. I'll take that homer shot from Michael Pittman Jr. But remember that, everybody, the next Antonio Brown, Michael Pittman Jr. I called it on the Homer Shot Fantasy Sports Podcast. Remember I said that. All right. My cat agrees with me. Did you hear him? Totally agrees. All right.
Totally agrees. I love it.
All right. Next, we got the AFC East. All right. I'll go first on the AFC East, since that is my division. Now, Joe, I was going to wear my Dolphins hat today and the Dolphins thing, but I felt like if I did, you would have made me take a homer shot right off the bat for doing that.
Just for that, you're right.
Yeah, so I didn't do that, but as you know, and some of you guys may know, my wife and I are expecting in a month and a half. We're super excited to welcome a new Dolphin fan into the world. I did want to show you this, though. I do have this right here next to me.
I've got to say, I absolutely love that. My son had the Chargers one, so that melts my heart.
So we definitely got that. All right. So I'll go first with the AFC East. I feel confident you're not going to make me homer shot on this one. And guys, this is hard for me to do. But I have the Bills winning that division, 11-5. They're the popular pick to even just represent the AFC in the Super Bowl. I got them going 11-5. I think Josh Allen is just crazy good. And with Stephon Diggs this year, the offense is going to be great as long as he fixes his accuracy problems. I think he's going to be a top quarterback. Tre'Davious White back there is a stud, except when he goes against Devontae Parker, and I proved that last week. But Tre'Davious White is just a complete stud. I don't think he gave up any touchdowns last year. And then with that offense being the offense is going to be a top 10 offense, I think Buffalo takes that at 11-5. I have them going 4-2 in the division. I do think they're still going to split with New England. I think even with as long as Belichick is in New England, he's always going to beat the Bills. So I think they're going to split a game with New England. And I definitely think no matter what the teams are like Buffalo versus Miami or New York. No matter how bad both those teams are, there's always going to be a good game. So I definitely see either Miami or New York also being able to get a win in Buffalo. So Buffalo going 4-2 in the division, 4-2 within the division, and 11-5 overall. And now what I have here, I have the Patriots and the Dolphins actually kind of flip-flopping throughout the whole year, staying right at 500. Now, I know my Dolphins more than anybody, and I know what type of season they could have. They always have a season, except for last year and the year before, but we all knew what those seasons were about. They always have a season where halfway through the season you think, hey, can this be the year? Can we make the playoffs? And they just break your heart at the end. So I see the Dolphins doing that this year. So I got New England at 8-8 being that 7th seed. I see New England going 5-1 in the division. Their only loss to Buffalo in that division, going 8-8, making the playoffs at number 7. And I see Miami just missing the playoffs this year because of that extended playoff at 8-8 as well. So got both of them at 8-8. Joe, you're making a face. You're making a face.
Miami at 8-8.
Don't do it. You're making a face.
Homer shot.
Oh, come on! Really, you don't see Miami possibly going 8-8?
6-10. 6-10. It's a rebuilding year. There is no way.
I got to take a shot.
You got to take a shot. There's way too many questions over Miami this year.
I've already lost.
I love this, you guys. 0-2.
I'm already down 5 points.
Right. Fitzpatrick will open this year. Tua, there's so many questions about his injuries. I don't like it.
They haven't really picked it yet. I mean, I follow every single Dolphins fan board out there. Excuse me.
Well, I'm taking Fitzmagic to take the season opener. Tua, I just don't know. I think he needs more time. I think they'd be crazy to play him right away.
Well, I mean, I'm back and forth about it, and all the Dolphins fan boards are the same way. Half of them are like, let Tua sit behind Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
And others are like, put Tua out there. And I said this in my quarterback podcast. The best thing Tua has is Fitzpatrick. Whether that's him watching Fitzpatrick and learning, or him starting and being able to go to Fitzpatrick. I'm hoping that Fitzpatrick says, hey, why don't you room with me this year? Hey, let's do that. That's what I want to see. So I think Fitzpatrick is the most perfect mentor for Tua.
I agree. He's going to be like a father figure to him. He's going to definitely show him the ropes and help him mentally in this game, because it is a huge change from college to pro, and he needs that. Tua needs that. He needs to get healthy. You can't throw him out on the field when there's still so many questions on his health.
Well, Miami has tried to fix that offensive line. So there are some young guys who really use the draft to fix that offensive line. So maybe a year or so before that line is where we want it to be.
Mm-hmm.
But what I love about Fitzpatrick is he even said this when he was helping out Winston. He loves to mentor. And then I have the Jets at 2-14 because the Jets are just terrible. So I love my guy Darnold. He is an SC guy, but he's seeing ghosts, and even I'll admit it.
Okay, stop right there. That was not fair of the media to say that he was seeing ghosts. That was absolute BS that they publicized that. If it was any other quarterback that was like renowned in the league, they never would have put that on. I think that was BS. It was to get in the Jets' heads. I swear to God, that never should have been played. They'll go 4-12 this year, Randy.
You have 4-12. I got 2-14. Great, and for some reason, the SC quarterbacks that get drafted by the Jets end up becoming a meme. When Sanchez did the butt fumble, that was a meme. Darnold seeing ghosts. I'm like, okay, Jets, stop drafting USC guys. I want to see one of my quarterbacks do well in the league. All right, who do you got in the East?
Okay, so I have the Bills. I agree with you. They will win this division. I don't think they'll win as many games as you have predicted. I have them going 10-6. They've got Diggs as a wide receiver. I think they're going to do really well in this position. They had the second best scoring defense last year. I think they're going to do great. My only worry is I do believe the New England Patriots will do well. Belichick, I think, was a GOAT. I think we're going to see that. I don't think it was Brady. You look at the year that they went, was it 14-2 with Garoppolo when Brady was out? It was something crazy like that. Belichick is incredible. He puts these players in the positions he knows that they can thrive. I am concerned, but he has 2 young, underdeveloped quarterbacks on the roster, and I don't care what you say, the quarterback does matter in there. So I have them going 6-10. If he had a stronger quarterback, if they took Kaepernick, I would have them winning this division.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa. That is a bold pick.
It is.
That
it is, but they haven't. So They haven't made a big move. They've still got these younger quarterbacks in. 10-6 for them. Buffalo will win 6-10 for the Patriots, and then Buffalo will win at 10-6. The Jets 4-12. You know, I really want Sam Darnold to have a good year. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think they made enough changes. I don't think they did the draft picks that they should have. So they're not going to do very well this season. And then Miami.
Don't break my heart. Don't break my heart.
6-10.
All right. That's okay.
It's pretty close when you look at it. If you got 8-8 and I've got 6-10, it's only a difference of 2 games.
All right.
They're going to be fun to watch. I think it will be entertaining. I'm going to enjoy watching them. I'm going to enjoy watching them win because I will cheer them on for you, except against the teams that I want to win. But it's definitely a rebuilding year. Like, it's not a year where we can say, hey, they're coming out, they're coming strong. They can take this division. It's give them a couple of years. Get Tua ready, get him in the mindset to be a star quarterback. And as soon as you do, Tua is going to do fantastic as long as he can stay healthy.
Yes, he will. Hey, I wouldn't mind seeing 6 wins this year. It's more than last year.
I hope you guys take 6 wins this year, for sure.
All right, good. I only got through the East with 1 homer shot. Good, awesome. All right, moving on. All right, now, Joe Madden, we have your division now. All right, we have the AFC West, which I don't think is going to be close, but I think it's going to be fun to watch. So I'm going to allow you to go first since that is your division. How is the West going to be won?
This kills me. Absolutely kills me. I hate to say it. I like to win. I like my team to win. My team is not going to win. We're not going to make wild card. The Bolts, LA Chargers, 7-9 this year. Rebuilding year. Herbert is too young. Taylor, I have no faith in. I want to sit here and tell you guys, the Chargers are going all the way. They're taking Super Bowl. Realistic? Absolutely not. It's not going to be good. We have such strength. We got Keenan Allen, and then Joey Bosa. Like, there's so many elements to this team. On paper, we are such a fantastic team, but the quarterback issue is going to be huge this year. We've improved our offensive line. It's not going to be enough for the Chargers to go more than 7-9. And I hate it, and I hope I eat a shoe. I hope that they go all the way to the Super Bowl, and you can laugh at me for not having faith in my team because I should. But I don't see it happening.
Is Taylor going to be the guy? Is it going to be Taylor or is it going to be Herbert?
They're idiots if they start Herbert. He's too young. He's too fresh. He can't. I shouldn't say he can't. I don't want to see him start. He needs to learn under someone. I hope we take Kaepernick. There has been rumors he would be a great fit. And Herbert could learn so much from Kaepernick. And then this will be different. We won't go 7-9. We'll probably, I don't know, closer to 10 wins.
Ooh, 10 wins for the Chargers if Kaepernick comes on the team?
100%. If Kaepernick comes, 10 wins.
I think I found your homer shot.
Are you serious?
10 wins with
But I'm saying if he comes.
But you think Colin Kaepernick coming to the Chargers, they win more games compared to Tyrod Taylor?
Yes. Taylor, I have no faith in. You know, you look at his records and they're great. But I could throw a ball as good as Taylor.
I just think I said on my podcast, I want Kaepernick to come back. I want him to come back. I want him to have the opportunity to prove himself.
Yeah.
And if he comes back, I'm predicting, like I said before, this has nothing to do with how I feel about the guy. I'm predicting he's not going to do well. That's just my prediction. Especially with the team like the Chargers, I just think he's going to have no protection. I think the Chargers will be worse if they pick up Kaepernick. That's just my opinion.
Oh. Okay, see, I don't think that. I think we've improved our offensive line. I think he is a good quarterback. I definitely think he can work really well with Keenan Allen. We've got such good receivers and running backs. I think he'll do well there. So I don't think I should take a homer shot. I think we should just move right on to the Oakland Raiders.
All right.
You're not going to make me take it. There we go.
No,
Oakland Raiders will take wild card. I see them going 9-7.
The
What
Raiders?
can I say? Yeah. And
You used to live in Vegas, right?
pardon?
You used to live in Vegas?
No, I never lived in
You used to
Vegas.
live in Vegas, no? Oh.
No.
Trying to get a
Canadian
homer
girl.
shot into you. Okay, all right.
No, Oakland Raiders 9-7. I like Derek Carr. I think he's a good quarterback. I think he's going to have a better year than
Carr
last.
over Mariota, though. Is it going to be Carr over Mariota in Vegas?
Yeah, Carr is going to take it. Mariota, they're stupid to put Mariota in. Give Carr another season. Let him play. Let him play this out. I like this team. John Gruden, what can I say? He's a Gruden is a good coach.
Knows how to build a team.
He does. He's taken teams to Super Bowl. He knows what he's doing. There is a period where he's changing in and out players. Give them 1 or 2 more years. 2 more years. Give them 2 more years, and they will take the AFC West. At this point, wild card.
All right.
Then we move to the Denver Broncos. I don't like the Donkeys, you guys. I don't have much faith in them. Their best player, in my opinion, is Von Miller. He's the stud. They only go 6-10 this year.
It's more wins than I got him.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good. You know what? I hope they do terrible. I hope they're the worst in the division. They will be. And then Kansas City Chiefs, pains me to say, I have them going 12-4.
What?
Yeah, I hate it. Mahomes is just way too good. That comeback win in the Super Bowl last year, what can I say? They're an incredible team. They never give up. It's like, it's not over till the fat lady sings is very much this team. You got Hill in wide receiver. It's just too much power. And I don't want to see them win this division. I want to see my Bolts win it, but it's not happening. There's no way. Not with Mahomes. He has to stay healthy. His offensive line, I want to see him stay in the pocket more, make those big passes, because I'm afraid he is injury prone with how much he runs. He came back so quick from his knee injury, though, last year. He obviously has quick recovery time. So where do you have them?
You know, ours isn't really that different. I have Kansas City at 12-4, just like you.
Okay.
I have them going 5-1 in the division. I do think the Raiders will take one game. I think they will take the game in Vegas, especially if there's fans. But I got the Chiefs at 12-4. I actually have them losing the last 2 out of 3 games. I just think with an offense like the Chiefs, it's just high-powered, and I think they're just going to run away with that division. Not the last 3 games is when they're going to start sitting people, and I think that's going to affect their fantasy value, especially if you have Tyreek Hill or Damian Williams or maybe even Mahomes. I do think that's what you got to think about going into the playoffs. I just think they're going to run away with that division so much that the last 3 games are going to start sitting people. So I see them going 12-4, or 2 of those losses being the last 3 weeks. And then second, I do have your Bolts second. I have them 7-9. I do think, I think they're going to go 3-3 in the division. So 3 of those wins are going to be against Las Vegas and Denver. I have Las Vegas going 6-10. It's like, I really want to say they're going to do better because they do have a good wide receiver core. They got some young guys. But I definitely think Gruden still needs another 2 years. And I have friends that are Raider fans, and I'm telling them, have patience with Gruden. There's a reason why they signed him for 10 years. You got to give Gruden 4 years to build that team. So I definitely think there's a big upside for Las Vegas. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm wrong. Maybe they win 8 games, but I got them 6-10. I got the Broncos at 4-12. I think the Broncos have one of the best young wide receiver cores. They got 2 stud rookies. And they got Cortland Sutton, who I've been saying is going to have a great season this year. He's going to flirt with the top 10 wide receiver. They're still young guys. And I think Drew Lock is not the answer. You got to trust Elway, though. Elway knows his quarterbacks. But I don't see Drew Lock being the future. They were wrong with Flacco. Flacco was terrible last year.
Were they ever wrong? Like, that is like understatement of the year. Wrong with Flacco. What a joke Flacco was.
So I think
Flacco.
If Denver were to get you know who would be great in Denver? Kirk Cousins. If Kirk Cousins was in Denver, he could give those young guys the ball. I would see Denver doing better. But with Locke in Denver, I have no faith. Even though in a few years, that wide receiver core, Ocho Cinco did say that the Broncos have 3 wide receiver ones. I think that could be the case 2 or 3 years from now, but it's not going to happen if they have trash thrown at them. And I got Drew Lock right in Trubisky level I just think it's garbage. So I got Broncos 4-12.
Now they did steal my Melvin Gordon, so
that is true. But the worst thing for a running back is a crappy team.
And you know what? I was not impressed with Melvin Gordon last season. I said, don't let the door hit you in the butt as you leave. So
no, I think Gordon's talented, but I think if he's on a team that starts off like 1-6, they're going to be playing from behind. That's the worst thing for a running back is playing from behind. So
very true, very true. And you know what? I think he's coming to the end of his career. I don't see him playing many more years. So.
That's a sad truth for a running back his age. I think he's 20, 25. But
yeah,
that's
he's getting up there for running back for sure.
All right. AFC, you got through that, AFC. I'm proud of you, Jo Madden. You came prepared.
I didn't put my bolts at the top. Like I really wanted to. I went through the whole thing and I'm like, oh God, and I was like, they're not winning that. So
as much as I tried, I couldn't get you to get a shot. All right. So we're gonna actually move on to the NFC next.
For those of you that do sports betting, and I know a lot of you guys are watching this podcast right now, I need you to go check out Tijuana Raf. This dude will make you money. This is the best capper out there. I guarantee it. When the quarantine happened, he cared more about hooking up his clients than anything else. This guy cares more about you making money than himself making money. And that is a fact. He knows this stuff. He's proven to win. And he is going to make you money. Go to Instagram. You see his tag right there. Do it.
Now on to the NFC, which I think is going to be fun this year. I think it's going to be fun to see a lot of these teams in the NFC. I think the NFC is more wide open compared to the AFC. I think teams could be in different positions. I think it's harder to predict. So we're going to start off with the NFC North. I'll go first, Jo Madden, for this one. NFC North, I have Minnesota going 12-4. I have them pretty much taking out their division at 5-1. I do think the only team that maybe will give them a loss is maybe Detroit. I got Detroit a little higher than most people. So I got Minnesota going 12-4. I think that defense, although they're saying it's not as good as it's been the last couple of years, I definitely think it's good enough. And I want to see Kirk Cousins do well. I've been saying this for a while. I want to see Cousins do well. So I got them 12-4. I have Detroit at 8-8. I said this in my wide receiver episode. I think Galladay's is going to go off this year. I think he could easily be a top 5 wide receiver. I think Stafford is the perfect quarterback to get to Galladay. We saw it last year, and I think we're going to see it again. So I got Detroit 8-8, and then I have Detroit's only loss in the division to Minnesota. I see Detroit sweeping Chicago, sweeping Green Bay. I know that's kind of a reach, a big reach, but I don't see that happening. Chicago, I have 8-8. I don't think they're there. I know they have a stud defense, but I am anti-Trubisky. I said that from the beginning. If they go with Trubisky, I think they're even lucky to get 8-8. But I'm putting in there that maybe Nick Foles might come in. I also predicted Kaepernick to go to Chicago. I think if Kaepernick is going to have any success, it is going to be in Chicago. They have weapons. They have speed. But with the inconsistency of quarterback, I got them 8-8. And I got Green Bay at 7-9. I'm sorry, Green Bay fans, but I got them at 7-9. And here's my pick with Green Bay. I think Green Bay starts 0-3. I think people start calling for love. I think I think people start booing Rodgers. I think Rodgers gets really emotional. I think there's friction about the 4th or 5th game. and I think they never recover from that. I think they go on a run towards the end. I think if they bring in Love, I think you might go on a run towards the end, playing some weaker teams. But I got Green Bay at 7-9, and I got them getting swept in the division. I just think this is a year that that the Green Bay and Aaron Rodgers, it's just a dumpster fire for Green Bay. And I say dumpster fire, they're still going to be 7-9, but I just think Green Bay is going to have just one of those seasons that basically changes an organization. And that's my pick. Oh, you're nodding your head. Good. I want to hear this. Your
No,
turn.
there is no way Green Bay is going to boo Rodgers out of that field. Rodgers, he is such a stud quarterback. He's going to do still well this year. They're not going to take this division. I have them 9-7. It will be his last year in Green Bay, I think. Love will start next year. They didn't pick up a new wide receiver for Rodgers. He will be coaching Love this year, showing him what to do. I don't see Love playing. I see him only playing in positions where they are up by a lot, which doesn't happen much in Green Bay, so I don't see him getting much play time at all. I think Rodgers still has it. He has one more year underneath him. So 9-7 this year for Green Bay. Minnesota Vikings, I do agree with you. I have them winning the division at 11-5. Kirk Cousins proved to us he can win the big games when he beat the Saints last year. Right? Like, he showed up. There is no more questioning. It's always been such a question, and I think it's got in his head too. He hadn't won a Monday night for how, like, has he ever still won a Monday night? No. But he beat Drew Brees in New Orleans and shut everyone up. They have what it takes. Chicago Bears, I have them 5-11. I don't have faith in Trubisky. Defense is the only game for the Bears. They have no offensive game. It's not going to be good. They're going to be outplayed in so many of these games. Detroit Lions, I totally disagree with you on this one. I have them 5-11 too, tied with the Bears. Matt Stafford, he needs to stay healthy. I love Matt Stafford. I think he could be a great quarterback, but I don't see it happening this season. They've improved a couple of things with some of their draft picks on the offensive side of the game, but I don't see them making playoffs. There is not enough of these games that they're going to win. I think they have a tough roster in the schedule.
All right. Great. Well, we both got Minnesota taking that division, but then below that, we got some differences. Be good to see how it is at the end of the season. Everybody watching or listening to this, I want to know what you think as well. So get involved in this, right? Win some prizes. All right, we're moving on. All right, moving on to the AFC South. I think this is going to be another fun division. We got Brady in that division now. We got one of the best running backs in the game in that division, and I'm talking about McCaffrey. We also got Kamara. It's going to be some interesting things going on in that division. I'm going to let you go first with the NFC South.
Okay, this is going to be interesting, you guys. There's been such controversy over Drew Brees. So I'm interested to see what happens in this first game with him. Is his offensive line going to let him be killed? Because this could happen. If he comes back in favor with his team, with the public, I see the Saints going 13-3, sweeping this division. And they're going to take it. They're going to take it all the way to Super Bowl. So Drew Brees, he needs a win. He needs to win this division this year. I think this will be his last year. Emmanuel Sanders has moved there from San Francisco. I think they're going to have quite the year. Atlanta Falcons, 7-9 this year. They're going to do better than last year. Matt Ryan, I think he's going to have a better year. They've got a power offense, but their defense is terrible. And they lost Campbell as well, which was a major help last year. So I don't see much. I look at the Tampa Bay Bucks, and I really don't think Brady was all he was made out to be with the Patriots. I'm sorry, you guys. I know there's a lot of Brady lovers, but I see them going 8-8. Gronkowski and him together will win quite a few games. I see Brady just getting the ball to Gronkowski the whole time because Brady is a creature of habit. He likes who he likes, and he favors them. Fantasy football, take Gronkowski.
Oh, it's funny. You're saying something that this podcast said last week.
Exactly. I listened to your podcast and I already saw him do that. He was very much, this is my favorite. This is who I go to. It's like when you have your favorite child. So you know who's going to get stuff done. Carolina Panthers, I have them going 8-8 as well. Teddy Bridgewater, he doesn't do much for me. I see him the full-time starter. He has a lot of strength. And what can I say? Panthers. I don't see much from them. I really don't. The Panthers aren't a team that I would say are exciting to watch for myself.
Not even with McCaffrey back there? He's one of the most exciting running backs to watch.
No, I don't find him exciting with the rest of the team. You add the rest of the team, and yes, he makes some great plays, but it's one in a dozen.
Well, McCaffrey is a Pac-12 guy, so I gotta show him some love. All right, so South. You know what? We have New Orleans the exact same.
Oh wow!
3. I don't want to get into what Breeze said, but I think no matter what happens with Breeze, no matter what you think about what he said, Breeze has more than proven how he loves his community, how the people around him just respect him and love him. So I don't think there's going to be any controversy going into the season with him. I think Drew Brees, if Drew Brees had more Super Bowls, I think you could say that he's the GOAT compared to Tom Brady. I think Drew Brees is the smartest quarterback of all time. He knows how to get people the ball. And as long as Brees is there, I don't care if he plays until he's 45, Brees is going to win with New Orleans. Brees is going to win with Michael Thomas. I mean, he just, even if Drew Brees misses a pass, Michael Thomas is like stretch arms. He could get whatever ball is thrown around him. And then I think they're gonna work Kamara in the game a lot more this year. I definitely think they're gonna look back at last year and saw how they could have used Kamara a lot. And Drew Brees did get hurt last year too, so that did throw a wrench in their game. If Drew Brees stays healthy, and then with them being able to use Taysom Hill this year in many different ways, Brees isn't going to have to play every down. You bring in Taysom Hill, and all of a sudden this offense is completely different. I see them going 13-3. I'm not gonna ruin a spoiler, but I got them going 13-3 and pretty far in the playoffs, and we'll talk about that. I got Tampa Bay at 10-6, being the 5th seed. Now, aside from me having to see Brady torch my Dolphins every year for the last 20-something years, Brady wins. He wins. He's always proven that he wins. Now, you could say a lot of that's Belichick or whatever, but until Brady proves me differently, he's going to win. And I see him going 10-6 with Tampa Bay. He has 2 of the best wide receivers, not named Randy Moss, than he's ever had in his career. And that's Godwin and Evans. Like I said, he's not going to use them the way they should be used. They're not going to be top fantasy wide receivers, I don't think, but that is weapons. He's going to go to them at the right time. And he has Gronkowski, which Gronkowski's not going to be Gronkowski this year, but that camaraderie between the both of them is going to be fantastic. And I think, don't make me take a homer shot on this one, I think that Ronald Jones, is going to be Brady's best friend in the backfield. I think he's going to be able to use him the way that Brady used Sony Michel, the way that Brady used Dion Lewis. Dion Lewis hasn't been anything without Brady. I think Rojo is Brady's Dion Lewis. So I definitely see them going 10-6. Carolina, I got 7-9. I think when you have one of the best running backs in the game back there, who's matchup proof, I mean, Carolina could be losing. They go to McCaffrey more. So I think McCaffrey, with McCaffrey back there, and Teddy Bridgewater is looking good. He's looking healthy. Before his devastating injury, he was a stud. I have them going 7-9, but I just see them just one tier away from being a contending team. And Atlanta, I mean, I love that Matt Ryan Julio matchup, but I think at Atlanta caps at 6-10. I think that's what they're going to be until they rebuild. That's what I got.
Okay, we're pretty close in that division. I like it.
Not bad.
Yeah, for sure. You almost should take a reverse homer shot for all your love on Brady, though.
Reverse homer shot? I'm not giving Brady love. I had to watch.
Yeah, you gave him a little bit. I didn't like it.
but that's just what I'm saying. I mean, prove me wrong, right? Just like with Drew Brees. If Drew Brees is healthy, the Saints are taking that division.
I agree.
Same with
100%.
Brady. Brady's healthy. He hasn't proven that he's not going to win. That's just the way I think about it. And I think that's going to be fun to watch a little bit. I do have Brady. I do have the Buccaneers losing to the Chiefs. I forgot what week that was. Week 7.
Completely, they'll lose to the Chiefs. There is no way.
I got Brady. I got the Buccaneers losing to the Chiefs. I see that game being a really significant game for both Brady and Mahomes. I see that game. I see them going back and forth. I see that being Brady's best game that year. And I see that being one of those games that you never forget. And that game where you always think that's when Brady passes the torch to Mahomes. So I am looking forward to that Week 7 game. I can't remember if that's a primetime game or not. No matter what, I'm going to watch that because I do think it's going to be a high-scoring game and a fun game to watch.
I think we should watch that together on Zoom.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. It's in my schedule.
All right. Let's go on to the East. Now, the East is always a fun division to watch. I feel like I said that about every division in the NFC. But I think especially this year, I think you have 3 teams in that division that you wouldn't be shocked if they won that division. Any team not named Redskins. But
I agree with you.
Here's what I got. And this is one of my boldest picks of the year in a couple different ways. I have about 3 bold picks for this team. One, I think the Giants, and you're going to make that face at me again, Joe. I think the Giants are going to win that division this year. I was waiting for that face.
The Giants? Are you kidding me?
I've been saying,
where's the Giant love coming from?
Well,
Rando, come on.
Somebody tweeted at me and said, wait, are you a secret Giants fan?
I think so.
My family, they are from Brooklyn, but I think Daniel Jones is the next big thing in college and everything. That dude can move if he has to. I love Daniel Jones. I love Darius Slayton on that team. It's gonna be a great team to watch.
You have them going what?
11-5.
No.
I've been going 11-5.
I agree with every point you made, but not 11-5.
I think they're going to win the big games. I think Daniel Jones is going to show that he can win the big games. Because look at some big games he had last year, and then now with another year under his belt, I see that's my bold pick. That's my reach, and I would love to know, Joe. Let me know on Instagram or anything. What are the odds for the Giants to win the division? What's their over under as far as wins? I'm not saying Super Bowl, but I want to know that because I would definitely put some money on the Giants going over the over under with wins and winning that division. Now here's the thing. This division is played out perfectly. The last game of the season, Week 17, is the Giants and the Cowboys. I see that game determining the division winner and the Giants winning that game because I'm sorry, Cowboy fans, but the Cowboys are always going to be the Cowboys. I don't care if Prescott's making $31 million this year. The Cowboys are going to be the Cowboys.
You're out to lunch tonight.
What's that?
You're out to lunch tonight on this one.
So I got Dallas going 10-6. I got Philadelphia going 6-10. I got Philadelphia really keeping pace for the first half of the season. I see this a fun division because I see Philly, Dallas, and New York jockeying for position. I see them going back and forth. Now, why I'm picking Philadelphia to go 6-10, I hate to see this and I don't want it to happen, but Wentz has to stay healthy, and I don't think he will. He has Jalen Hurts behind him, so he really has no wiggle room. So I picked Philadelphia going 6-10 because I think there will be a change of guard in Philadelphia. I want Wentz to be healthy. I don't want him to get hurt again. But look at what we've seen. So I see Wentz going down. I see Hurts coming in, and then that team ending up 6-10. And I just gave the Washington Redskins a random 2 wins here or there, going 2-14.
2-14. I have them doing a little bit better. I have them going 4-12. Just because Chase Young on the team, I really do believe in him. He's going to really help this team, but they're not going to do much at all. There's no point talking about them. I totally disagree with you with this division. I don't see the New York Giants going any more than 8-8. I don't know. I don't know where all your faith is coming in. I would like to see Daniel Jones have a great year as well. I don't think he has the key elements around him to go as high as you're looking. Dallas Cowboys, again, I have them winning this division. I have them going 12-4. Prescott, I like Prescott, and they picked up Lamb this year. I think they're going to have a really good year. I see them coming out strong with the coaching changes. I think it's going to be great. This is going to be a strong, unified team, not the team that was coming off last year and not giving their head coach high fives. It's been a nightmare there. I see the big changes really helping. I do have the Philadelphia Eagles taking the wild card at 9-7. They had a good season. They've had a couple good seasons. Wentz, I see him playing they drafted Hurts, right? Yeah. Jalen Hurts. So I see him again, another rookie quarterback learning under the head quarterback in Wentz. Again, I'm worried about his safety as well, if he can stay healthy.
If you look at the Philadelphia depth chart, it says Wentz Hurts.
Yeah. It does, but you never know what these coaches are thinking. They can do last minute changes, right?
No, but it says Wentz Hurts.
Oh, Wentz Hurts.
Yeah, there you go.
Gotcha, that's awesome. It took me a second to get that. Sometimes I'm kind of blonde, so. But Wentz, he has had some bad injuries, and if he can stay healthy, the Eagles will take 9-7. They will take wild card. If he can't, this will be a different story in this division. He's going to fall. And actually,
I completely agree with you with that. I think if Wentz stays healthy, I definitely think that they could even just knock Dallas out of a playoff spot. I'm sorry, I'm not high on Dallas this year. I know everybody is. I don't have that faith in Dak Prescott. I think Prescott has too many weapons, and I think we're going to start seeing a hole in Prescott's game this year. That's another. I'm going to get a lot of hate, and I'm sorry, everybody. That's just how I feel.
So does he make your top 5 quarterbacks?
No, Prescott wasn't top 5. Prescott was in my top 10, though.
I pick him in one of my top 5s. I like Prescott. I think he's underrated.
I think his ADP is at 3.5 right now. I think he has too many weapons to not be a top 10 quarterback. But I think Dallas is going to lose some big games.
They seem to lose big games, though, so I'm hoping they don't this year.
But I do have Dallas my 6th seed in the playoffs, so I do have Dallas making the playoffs.
Okay.
Awesome. All right. Have we concluded the East?
Yeah, East is done.
And I do think there's going to be 2 fights.
2 fights.
2 fights. I think Dallas and Philadelphia are going to get into a big fight. And then I think New York and Dallas are going to get into a big fight. Like one of those fights where they fight on the field and everything. I see that division getting really nasty this year, which will be fun to watch. Anyways.
That really could happen. I hope not. It's not hockey. Come on.
Let's just hope there's no helmets flying in the air. All right. We've concluded the East. All right. NFC West. I guess you could say my local division over here. I've been to a few Rams games since they come back, one of them against the Dolphins. So I'll have you go first for the West. Who do you got?
Well, it's pretty obvious. Who do you think? San Francisco 49ers winning this division. 12-4.
You might be a part Niners fan, Joe.
No.
Good things.
It's obvious. The 49ers are going to take this. What can I say? Jimmy Garoppolo, look how far he took the Patriots before. Look how far he did last season. He is an absolute incredible quarterback. They have Kittle. Kittle has such power. For him to get the ball to Kittle and Kittle to run that in, it is insane to watch him run past these defensive players and flick them off like they're ants. It's crazy. They've also got a great rush offense. Like, there's so many elements to this team. They should have won Super Bowl. They really screwed up in the Super Bowl. I see them going definitely 12-4, winning the division. Seattle Seahawks, pains me to say, will get wild card. I don't like watching the Seahawks play. It's a Russell Wilson show. They'll go 9-7 between Wilson, Wagner, Lockett. That's all you ever hear. I don't like watching this team. They do well. They scramble. They get the win. Russell always pulls it out. But do I have fun watching it? No. Do I think they should ever make playoffs? No, but they do. Russell Wilson seems to get it every time. Sorry, guys. I have a little bit of Seattle hate.
Yeah, I can do that.
Can you tell? There is some Seattle hate, but it's only because I'm up in Calgary, Alberta. Everyone jumps on the Seattle bandwagon because Seattle won Super Bowl, and there is a lot of bandwagon jumpers in Canada for NFL. So when I look at the LA Rams, I have them going 9-7.
What? Oh, sorry.
What? You don't have them going 9-7?
Not even close.
No. Okay. Well, they lost Gurley. I don't know. Goff is pretty good. They've got a good offense, a better defense. This team, I don't know. We had them in Super Bowl a couple years ago. They should do a lot better than they do. I wish I could say they would take this division. They can't. They've got to make some improvements, but I still see them doing pretty well at 9-7. Cardinals 7-9. I think Kyler Murray is going to have a great year. I have a lot of faith in him. I could almost see him being an MVP player. I think he has his best season right now. Will it be enough? No. It's not going to be enough to take this team any higher than 7-9 this year, but he will have some fantastic games, just like he had in preseason last year, where I was like, this kid is going to make such a good player in the NFL. So that is my predictions for this division. What are you thinking? Because I can see your face looking at me, and you are not impressed with anything I said today.
No, I'm looking at your face because you're not going to be impressed with me. Well, here we go. Hear me out. I think that division is going to be very, very competitive this year. I think three out of the four teams are going to be very competitive, and then one team is going to get the raw end of the deal. I have the third seed and first in the division. I have, drum roll please, the Arizona Cardinals going 11-5. That offense, I think the Arizona offense could easily be the top offense this year. I've been talking up Kyler Murray like crazy, but something people don't realize, Kyler Murray has DeAndre Hopkins this year. DeAndre Hopkins and Kyler Murray, that's going to be a perfect fit. Christian Kirk is ready to explode this year. And Fitzgerald's coming back for one more year. And they got a great running game. And you know what? I think, and you know, Joe, when we did the Zoom call for the draft, I was talking to this guy, Eno Benjamin. I think Eno Benjamin, a rookie. Nobody really knows who he is. I think he's going to be a stud. And they have Kenyon Drake, who I said, pass on fantasy football, pass on Kenyon Drake in fantasy football. But I think as a weapon for Kyler Murray, I think Kenyon Drake is going to catch the ball at the perfect time. He's going to break off big runs. I think that offense is a top 5 offense. I think he could easily be the highest scoring offense this year. When you have an offense as good as I think Arizona is going to be, defense, if it's just decent, then I think. You know
what? Now you're making me think. They drafted Simmons on defense.
Mm-hmm.
He will be a game changer. I wanted my Chargers to take him.
I'm not even thinking about defense with Arizona. I'm thinking Arizona could, and I'm not saying they're the greatest show on turf like the Rams were, but with the Rams, they didn't need a great defense. They just needed just an in-your-face, up-your-nose type offense, and I think Arizona has that this year. And I think they're just going to be too overpowering for San Francisco or Seattle to catch up with.
Wow, that is a big prediction.
But just look at that team. Look at the weapons. Find me one hole in their offense.
No. When you lay it out that way, you are right. Hopkins is a force to be reckoned with in the wide receiver position.
Edmonds, Eno Benjamin, Kenyon Drake, and I just think it's going to be. I think it's going to be perfect in Arizona. I see them going 11-5. I think that city deserves another team like that, like back in the day with Kurt Warner. And then so second, I have the Niners at 9-7, and then I have Seattle at 9-7. I got the Niners with a tiebreaker, getting the 7th seed. I don't think Garoppolo's a top tier quarterback. I think he's just a quarterback that doesn't make mistakes. I think they got where they got last year. I see that face again. I think they got where they got last year because of the defense. I think the defense is just phenomenal.
Yes. They have the other Bosa brother too, so yeah. Nick Bosa.
So I think the defense is phenomenal, but I don't think I don't think Garoppolo is a talented quarterback. I think he's just good enough to not make mistakes. And I think we're going to see this year. Last year, they didn't need Garoppolo to put up big games. They didn't need Garoppolo to come back in a game. They didn't need Garoppolo to put up these big numbers. This year, they're going to need it. And look at what happened in the happened in the Super Bowl. All right, when Garoppolo needs to be a top quarterback, he's not there, and I don't think he's going to be there. I think there's going to be a lot more games going up against Arizona, going up against Seattle, where Garoppolo is going to have to be a top quarterback, and I don't think he's going to do it. They got Seattle at 9-7. I think that's where they peak. I love Russell Wilson. I think him and Lockett are going to be a big duo in fantasy. If you pick up Lockett in maybe third or fourth round and you wait for Wilson, that would be a good 1-2 punch in fantasy. And the Rams, I have them going 6-10. I think Goff is not going to be the Goff that we wanted to see before. I think Cooper Kupp is the most overrated wide receiver in the game. They don't have their studs anymore. I even think 6-10 is a reach for the Rams this year, to be honest with you. But that's who I got in the West.
Okay, well, we agree on some things, disagree totally on others.
No, right? We're either like spot on or like on other sides of the continent. So this
Exactly.
is what we see at the end of the year. But
Will be.
you gave me a sneak peek about something, and I think we're gonna agree when it comes to playoffs. So now let's move on to the playoff. Well, actually, before we do, let's just I'll just go over my 1-7 in each division, and then if you want to do yours. So in each conference. So AFC, I have the Titans and the Chiefs getting a bye, and then Baltimore at 3, and then 4 I got Buffalo, 5 I got Pittsburgh, 6 Indy, 7 New England. Fireworks in the background. NFC, I got New Orleans as the top seed. I got Minnesota getting the other bye. Third, I got Arizona. Fourth, Giants. Fifth, I got Tampa Bay. 6th, Dallas. 7, San Francisco. If you want to give a quick rundown of yours, Joe, if you can.
Well, mine has not shown up as nice on my screen where I can read exactly where they are placing.
Oh, that's all right. Let's move on to playoffs.
Okay.
All right. So now we're into the playoffs. We're at the tail end. Everybody watching or listening to this, thank you for sticking with us. I hope you've been entertained. But it's time to go over our playoff predictions and finally our MVP prediction. So we got ourselves into the wild card division right now. The way my teams are set up in the AFC, I have Buffalo against Pittsburgh, Baltimore against Indy, Kansas City against New England. For this one, I got all the home seeds taking it. So I got Buffalo beating Pittsburgh. I have Baltimore beating Indy, Kansas City beating New England in that first round of wild card. For the NFC, same thing. I didn't even realize I did this. I basically have all home teams, all home seeds taking it. So
oh, wow.
I got Giants topping the Buccaneers. I have the Cardinals topping Dallas, because we all know Dallas don't win playoff games, let's just be honest. And then I got Minnesota beating San Francisco in the wild card round. What do you got for the wild card round?
Okay, so I have the Patriots versus the Raiders. I have the Patriots taking that. The Jets and the Chiefs. The Chiefs taking that. Ravens, Jaguars, with the Jaguars for the win. That is not right. My schedule is out to lunch. There is no way the Jaguars are going to beat the Chiefs in this. I don't know what I am looking at right now. That is not right. Let me see if I can get this. There is no way I knew as soon as I started reading
Jaguars
that.
making the playoffs at 2-14.
Yeah, I had them. Didn't I say the worst team in the league?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's see. I wrote something down here. I had the Vikings and the Packers. The Vikings taking that. The Eagles and the 49ers. And that would not be, again, this isn't the wild card division. I don't have my wild card written down,
right,
Randy. I don't know what happened here.
All right, I'll just bust through mine real quick. So
Yeah.
I got going on to the divisional series. I have KC and Baltimore. KC beating Baltimore. I have Tennessee against Buffalo. Tennessee taking that. Minnesota against Arizona. I think this is a close game, but I think Minnesota beats Arizona and New Orleans beats the Giants. So moving on to the conference championship. For the AFC conference, I have the Chiefs against the Titans. I have the Chiefs beating the Titans. For NFC, I have the Saints beating the Minnesota Vikings in that conference championship, which puts me to Super Bowl. My Super Bowl, I have Kansas City versus New Orleans.
That is exactly what I have. Exactly what I have.
See, great minds think alike.
They do, and I have the Saints winning it.
Oh, me too. We got
a high five for that.
So it's really gonna for me and you, Joe. It's really gonna come down to those season records that are gonna be big.
It will be. I can't believe we both have the Saints winning this. I think Drew Brees needs it this year. I think it is definitely his year to take this. I think he'll be too much for Mahomes come the end. Brees needs this too bad. He needs to finish off his career, and I do see it being one of his last seasons. So
I just can't see Eli Manning having more Super Bowls than Drew Brees.
That is true.
In the universe, that just doesn't seem like that should exist.
It doesn't, but I think Drew Brees has so many things going for him in his life outside of football that he's ready to hang up the cleats.
All right, last one. Our MVP predictions on the count of three. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3.
Kyler Mahomes.
Oh, okay. That'll be good, Mahomes. I got
Murray.
I think Kyler Murray is going to have a hell of a season. I think it's going to come down to either him, Drew Brees, or Mahomes as an MVP this year.
Yeah.
I definitely see it going to Kyler because of how he's improved that team.
And you know what? I flirted with Kyler Mahomes and taking him, but Kyler Murray and taking him. But looking at Mahomes, as long as he can stay healthy this season, I think he will take it. I was shocked he actually didn't get it last year over Lamar Jackson. It's a hard decision, but I think Murray gets it next year. So give him one more year.
I think I would like to know what the Vegas odds are for Kyler Murray winning MVP.
It's got to be pretty high, probably plus 1,800.
I would like to know. I feel confident about where we're at, and I got some big reaches. I might want to put a few dollars on something, but we'll talk. I'll get that advice from you. That's your thing, Joe. I'm gonna get some advice from you off the air about that. All right.
I will definitely take a look and let you know.
All right. Well, Joe, you are fascinating. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being on my first ever video podcast. And if you guys are listening to this right now on Anchor or Spotify, thank you. But you are missing out on looking at this beautiful woman right now. So also go to the YouTube channel, the Cappers TV. This will be on the YouTube channel. You'll be able to see me, but you probably want to look at Joe. I get it. You're going to see me, see Joe. So make sure you also get us on the Cappers TV. This will be aired. If you're watching this on YouTube, you want to hear it too. You want to hear it in the car. This will be on either Spotify or Anchor. Just type in the Homer Shot Fantasy Sports Podcast. Real quick before you go, Joe, I'm sure everybody who's listening to me knows about you, but just in case, where can they find you?
Awesome, you guys. Thanks so much. You can find me at the Jo Madden on all social media platforms. Randy, I want to say huge thank you for having me on today. It was a lot of fun.
Pleasure.
So,
thank you.
My pleasure's
all
all
right,
mine.
everybody. God bless everybody. Hoping football comes back. It sounds like baseball is coming back. So I'm excited to also get Lady D in here as well. So Lady D, if you're watching this, get your baseball predictions ready. We just need to know how many games you're going to play this year. And then before we go, Jo Madden, did you see that Talladega race today?
You know what? I missed it. I had another thing that I had to do.
Finish. Amazing finish.
Okay, who ended up taking it? Okay, you got to tell me. I've got it recorded, and I've been dying, and I'm like, I want to watch it, and I wasn't able to.
It was Blaney. Blaney got it at the end.
How did Logano place? Do you know?
There was I don't want to ruin it.
I'll just go watch it.
But it was a great ending. It's Talladega. All right, everybody. Thank you guys for listening or watching us again. Check out Jo Madden on Jo Madden on all social media platforms. Also, the Odds Against Us podcast.
Yes,
with Jo
please.
Madden and Lady D. Check out Lady D. She's betting in Betting and Heels on Instagram. Check out me, Rando _ Homer Shot Fantasy Sports Podcast on Instagram. And just find me. Thank you, guys. God bless you all. Joe, thanks for being on. And we'll do this again. Don't forget, everybody, I almost forgot, sorry. If you're watching this, you can also go to playoffpredictors.com, click on the NFL. You do your own full season prediction. Then you click the thing that says make permalink. Make that link. Email me that link at randocapperstv@gmail.com. Again, randocapperstv@gmail.com. Email it to me, and then you can win a signed liquor bottle from Joe Madden and I. And you know what? We'll get Lady D in on it too.
We got to get Lady D on it. I love her. You guys are going to love her. I can't wait for her to be on the show with you.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Hey, for those of you who follow me on Instagram, I'm going to be doing my mock draft 2.0 for the rest of the summer. I'm going to be doing mock drafts from many different positions from 1 to 14. Hit me up on my comments. Let me know what you want me to draft from. And thank you, Cappers TV. You guys are the reason why I'm able to do what I do. And also to everybody who listens, everybody who comments, everybody who gives me their support. Because of Cappers TV and because of you, I get to do what I love. I get to do what I'm passionate about. And no matter what I turn into, I'm always going to remember those of you who were there for me when I started. God bless you guys. I love you guys. And don't forget to love each other.